Hey everyone, welcome to Hope for Survival YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. My apologies, it's been about 3 weeks since I posted my last video, and as I stated then, I was going to be out of pocket for a couple weeks. We were headed out of town. Miss Lucy and I went out to Seattle for a couple days, and then caught the Alaskan cruise for a week. And I'll post a video when time allows of the Alaskan trip. It was amazing, and every red, white, and blue loving American should take the time to go to Alaska at least once in their lifetime. It's pretty fabulous, and very it's hard to explain in words. It's absolutely beautiful. It was a great trip, and then I came home, and about 2 days after getting back, I caught some kind of crud. So hopefully I can get through this video without coughing, but I'll do my best. Another reason I haven't posted in the past week is I've just been kind of laying low and watching things that are occurring, and needless to say, I am kind of a grumpy old man in East Tennessee right now, because I'm not sure who is responsible, but I think someone may be trying to pull the wool over our eyes, and we've been possibly bamboozled. And I don't know if our current commander-in-chief was bamboozled, or if at some level there's maybe something that we don't know about that we're not being told about. But the stink's not matching the pile. And the first thought that came to my mind was when the Secretary of Intelligence, when Tulsi Gabbard came out and said that there wasn't proof, and the president disagreed with her immediately. And I immediately flashed back to the first Gulf War, or I'm sorry, the second Gulf War, when everyone said that Iraq had nukes. And we know how that went down. But I was thinking, almost all of our intelligence agencies and departments had tried their best to pin everything they could on the current president when he was the previous president, and 4 years between, and up until he was recently elected. Russia collusion and everything else. And just because we replaced the head of the agency or head of a department doesn't mean that the rats have been cleaned out. So a part of me is wondering, did they feed him bad intelligence to convince him of what was taking place in Iran, and he bit and went for it instead of listening to his appointed head of the agency or department? Or did he know? And before the aircraft were even launched, 36 hours prior, maybe 24 hours prior, there was a caravan of trucks leaving one or two of the targeted sites, caravanning, hauling something away from the sites. Now we're being told that most of, if not all of, the uranium had been moved, and key components and everything wasn't even at the location when the U.S. struck the targets. So it was all hoopla and hoorah, but now that the dust is settling, did someone leak this information prior? Was it purposely leaked, or was it covertly leaked? Um, to give them a heads up to move all of these resources away. Um, things things went too perfect uh, from launch until bombs on target. For the number of people that were involved in it, it was highly classified, but something that needs to be answered was the information leaked in advance. And I did see, I think this morning, that the FBI is investigating a possible low-level leak of the information and so forth. So that's very concerning, because now it's kind of like mud in the face of the United States and mud in the face of our current president. To look bad and also rebuild some credibility globally. And what does this look like for the United States with China and Russia and North Korea and even Iran? So I don't know what the ingredients are, but something is not right. And now, once again, we have the FBI and government entities talking about the threat of terrorist cells in the United States. We talked about this 6 months to a year ago. We've known about this for years and years, as far back as 9/11, if not even beforehand. But one of the big problems after 9/11 was we knew where all the jihadi camps were at, training camps within the United States, but the way federal laws were written, if they hadn't broken the law, there was nothing you could do. And the existing administration that was in charge at the time was providing cover to protect them. So over the last 25 years, give or take, they've had pretty much free reign and free movement around the United States. And they've built upon their foundations, their communities, running for local, state, and federal elected positions around the United States. There are more and more communities in America where the local police will not go into the communities where they live at, because they are allowed to practice and live under Sharia law and not our judicial system. So we are kind of our own worst enemy in many cases. So while this is going on, because if you repeat something enough, it becomes repetitive, and basically people don't pay a lot of attention to it. And I see that happening in America. And there are a lot of GWAT, Global War on Terrorism veterans, who are trying to sound the alarm, to wake citizens up, to wake up police departments, sheriffs, and communities on basic steps that communities can take to be better protected in the event of one of these cells activating and pulling off an attack. From everything I'm hearing and reading and understanding, is that many of these former analysts that worked the GWAT in Afghanistan and Iraq. They understand it very well. They have been trying to get into brief and show information to our elected officials, and because it's not in line with what our intelligence is showing, they were basically thanked and shown the door. This is a common practice within the federal government, in that in so many ways of the past and current, their eyes are closed and their ears are closed to anything outside of what the federal government thinks that they see. And they're not willing to listen to past experience, folks who had boots on the ground who used to work in these arenas all over the world. And so much of the past information could really aid Americans and American communities to become a harder target and strengthen their communities to hopefully not get selected or thwart any type of potential attack coming. And that's really sad. So can't give up and you can't stop the efforts, but we got to keep sounding the alarm and hope that folks around the communities will listen and at least take many of the measures that need to be taken are things that we've taught in the Hope for Survival 5-mile radius class, protecting your community, your family, and so forth. A lot of it's along that line, along with things we've taught in the staying left of bang, the OODA loop, and being able to make quick decisions, and so on. The thing is a lot of people who have listened and known this information at one time, it is kind of like a infomercial at the beginning of a movie at the theater, and that it registers for about 3 minutes and then they move on to something else. And this is game time. There's so many things that are going on in America and in Europe, our allied countries, a lot of movements that are going on behind the scenes, trying to chase down these possible threats based on information. But you got to realize how many thousands and thousands came into our country just in the 4 years of the last administration. And even though under the current administration that they have pretty much sealed up the southern border, the Canadian border right now is an open fab running, and there are numerous folks who are crossing the border who may or may not be on the watch list. They may not be on the watch list because the number of new recruits that have gone through the terrorist training camps in Afghanistan that we don't have biometrics on. And they also have cartels who are helping to sneak them into the country on the northern border. So with the Iran-Israel conflict aside, someone once said, why did we go to Iraq in the first place 30 plus years ago and knock a hole in the wasp nest where now they can fly out and come here to cause harm to Americans. I used to not agree with that statement when I was younger and in uniform. But the older I get now and stepping back and looking at it, there may have been some truth to that in many ways. But anyway, it's a sad state of things that are taking place around the world and in America right now. And every day that passes, it's getting harder and harder to believe anything that we read or see or hear that's being told to us, which that pushes the ball back into our court and our responsibility to take steps to harden our families, harden our communities, and work with local authorities the best that we can to protect our loved ones and what's around us. So there'll be more to come on this, I'm sure. But I just wanted to take a minute and catch up to you and kind of share these thoughts that are a little bit disturbing right now. So till next time, stay safe and keep your head on a swivel and pay attention to what's going on around you and changes that seem out of the norm. And if you like this video, please hit like, share with others, try to get them to open up their ears and eyes and pay attention to what's happening. Okay, this is about preparedness, but it's a different spectrum of preparedness that could require your preps in the event that a major man-made event occurs in one or more places around America. Stay cool out there. There's more and more news coming out that the power grid is being maxed out. So stay cool the best you can. Stay safe. Have a plan. Have a backup plan. This heat's brutal. Stay hydrated. Stay safe. And do a buddy check. Check on your neighbors. Check on the folks who are around you. And don't push the limits. So again, if you like this video, hit like, share, leave comments, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to help us grow and to get the news out. And don't forget to give thanks, and most of all, remember how blessed we are. Until next time, Bravo Echo out.